Alright, here we are, Coldwater, Michigan, January 31st, 2015. I've got a snow pusher here that we built for our Bobcat A770. And what we used to build this, we started out with a 35, 65, 33 rock service tire. We obtained this from our local tire store. This was a damaged tire that they had had for several years. Don't know if you'd be as lucky as we are. We were able to obtain half of it. We just had to cut it in half. We then, after we got it cut in half, which took quite a while, obviously by looking here, the treads of this tire are about 6 to 7 inches thick in areas. We had to use an old chainsaw to cut through that area. Cut really well. Read online, someone said to add oil to help it cut. Do not use oil. It made it a lot worse, a lot messier, and didn't cut as well. We just used it dry, kept the chain oiled well, worked real good. On the front here, this is a pullback blade. Just took an old 10-foot long scraper blade, cut it down, welded it to some pieces of tube, bolted it right through the sidewall of the tire. The tire sidewall flexes just a little bit when you back up, pulling back, but it works very well. Scrapes right down to the pavement. We also cut the sidewalls out of this tire. As you can see, we cut the sidewalls out, and you've got the nice flat surface here of the side of the tread. From here down into the bead, it dips down, so that's why we cut that out. So when you're scraping snow with this, that flat surface, when you get it set down right, scrapes right along real well. Nice rounded contour to the inside of the tire. Snow tends to roll right up and just kind of keep piling up. Works really well. As you can see, we have 4 bolts around here attaching this to our frame assembly. We bought a quick attach plate from our local farm store. Started taking some measurements. I bought some 4x2 by 1/4 inch rectangular tube. Cut the angles, welded it up, welded the plate to it, welded some plates here where we was going to attach it to the tire. 1 on each side, 2 in the middle. And in that spot we used 3/8 by 4 inch plate. We then used 3/4 by 8 inch grade 8 bolts for mounting that up. We do have 2 sets of holes in our tire. We did that for the purpose of when the tire wears down, we can flip the tire over and use the other side. This has been, we've only used it once this year. We haven't had a whole lot to do yet. I built this back in November, December 2014. I'm an old farm boy. We used to take tires and use them for manure scrapers. So I said, why don't we cut one and make a snow pusher for our Bobcat. Now obviously the A770 will handle a much larger snow pusher than this. But for what we've got in this, as far as materials, we've got roughly around $700 in materials. That does not include the tire. If you have to purchase a used tire, obviously you're going to have more cost involved. Works really well. The city at the time did not have the money to spend for a snow pusher. We were looking at a snow pusher with a pullback blade, an 8-foot, and that would have put us in the range anywhere between $2,900 to $4,200 depending on what we went with. The rubber obviously wears really well, very forgiving when you hit curbs or manholes, just pops up over them. It doesn't knock you around inside the cab. Again, this is our A770. This is a wonderful machine. All-wheel steer with a flip of a switch. It locks into skid steer mode. 92 horsepower diesel. We've got the air ride seat, heat and air conditioning, AM/FM stereo. Really nice machine. We've had this since September of 2014. It's been very, very dependable for us. Excellent machine. We also have, to go along with this machine for fighting the snow, we have a 84-inch snow blower with a truck loading chute. So that truck loading chute, to the top of that chute is about 133 inches. So when we clean up our downtown area, we can push it out into more or less a windrow, drive right along and blow that snow right into the back of our big trucks and 1-tons. We've cut our downtown cleanup time. We've used it once. We cut our downtown cleanup time way down. We went from 8 to 10 hours cleanup time. We didn't have to do it all because they'd done some the day before, but I'm going to say we done roughly 3/4 of the downtown. We were done in about 3.5 hours. Makes a big difference in our cleanup time, and trucks aren't sitting sideways in the road, loader back and forth, loading them. You can just keep a continuous flow of trucks going. But anyways, just wanted to show this to you, because impending doom of this snowstorm that we're expecting. Different reports. One TV station says 6 to 12. The Weather Channel says 12 to 18. I've got a local guy that does weather forecasting, and I believe his forecasting better than I do any of the other people out there, and he's calling for anywhere from 16 inches and above. He said this possibly could beat our 1978 blizzard snowfall total. We'll see when it's all said and done, but I'm pretty sure this machine and this snow pusher here is going to be a big help. And I'll be back to see you folks in a little bit when we get some snow here in the next 12 hours. And I'll put a video up of this thing in action. Thanks.